How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Novichenko Whips YouTube channel. I've recently purchased this high mileage F10 M5 BMW. I've been loving it, but of course, BMWs need a lot of maintenance. And especially with this car, over 100,000 miles, I've been doing everything to make sure that she's in the best health possible. After checking a lot of things out and oil changes, I've noticed some puffs of smoke on certain cold starts, and instantly, being myself, I wanted to check out the PCV system. The PCV valves themselves are located under this plastic cover. Let's yoink that off. Yoink. Give it a nice pull. You can reveal underneath where from each crankcase, the factory PCV usually clicks right into these parts of the intakes or the intake manifolds. What I've gone and done is some research, seeing what kind of oil catch cans can be installed on the F10 M5 with the S63 TU engine. I saw a lot of rigs where people will install catch cans in this area. To me, it seemed like the accessibility is a little bit tough in case you need to empty those, especially if you fill those up quickly, depending on what your engine does and how much oil it burns. I've gone with the BMS Burger Motorsports kit. They sell 2 catch cans and enough piping in the kit to route it. It is quite tough to route everything nicely, consumes some time, but with patience, you can get things tidied up and fit even with aftermarket intakes. Let's check how much blow-by I may have accumulated in these catch cans, although I've only probably driven the car 100 miles, some backroad fun type miles. Although the location of these catch cans is sort of off to the sides, and I was hoping that I'd be able to unscrew them without taking them off of their respective brackets, it's still quite tight. I found that I was able to unscrew these little bottom portions of the can, but putting it back in is not very possible unless you take off the Allen screws. Not a big deal. But pleasantly, on this side, we are quite dry. Driver's side. It's a good sign so far. Let's see if everything is the same on the passenger side. If it is, I would say we have minimal blow-by, and I'll start having to investigate my turbos, whether their seal is going out and if those need to be replaced, which I plan to do either way. Pleasantly, this one is also dry. I'll do an update when I conduct my next oil change. Should be in the next 5,000 miles or so. Let me know in the comments if you have suggestions for these M5s. If you have some requests, maybe some things that interest you that I could investigate as well. I'm always looking out to see what can be done to prolong the life of my engines because I love to enjoy them, I love to drive them, and I'd want it to serve me well. Hopefully the same for you. Overall, would recommend the BMS oil catch cans. Seems to be the most complete and fairly neat, low-key kit available on the market. Here it is, everything buttoned up and installed. Overall, I think this is a good kit, a little bit expensive, especially where some of the plumbing is not perfect. You have to cut it to fit, and it has a couple couplers. Seems like Burger Motorsports could have thought that through and given you the exact length you need. Another thing is, one of the hoses is this nicer silicone hose, and the others seem like more generic fuel / evaporated lines. I'm sure it'll work just fine. Just thinking in terms of aesthetics. Overall, let's see how it withstands the test of time with new modifications and more power to come. Stay tuned for a more full in-depth review of my F10 M5 in the coming weeks.